Oh, welcome back to History Buffs. We're on chapter 6 of the textbook, Everything You Need to Know About Middle School Math, or not middle school math, middle school U.S. history. So we're embarking on a journey through colonial America, exploring the 13 colonies that would eventually become the United States. Each colony has its own unique origin story, its own set of challenges and triumphs, and its own distinct character. But they were also connected by common threads that would ultimately unite them in their fight for independence. So our central question today is how did the 13 colonies develop distinct identities and forms of government, and what were the common factors that united them? As we delve into the history of each colony, keep this question in mind. We'll see how the geography, religion, economics, and desire for self-government shaped the colonial experience. In our exploration in New England, a region where religion played a central role in shaping society. The Puritans, a group seeking religious freedom from the Church of England, founded Massachusetts in 1620. They established a strict religious community based on their interpretation of the Bible. However, their intolerance of dissenting views led to the founding of other colonies. Roger Williams, banished from Massachusetts for his religious tolerance, and tolerance is referring to like accepting of other religions other than your own. He founded Rhode Island in 1636. Thomas Hooker, another one, seeking a more democratic government, led his followers to establish Connecticut in 1636. New Hampshire, initially part of Massachusetts, became a separate colony in 1679. Life in New England was characterized by small towns, family farms, and a strong sense of community. The cold climate and rocky soil made large-scale agriculture difficult, so many New Englanders turned to fishing, shipbuilding, and lumbering. Education was highly valued, and towns were required to establish schools. The Puritan work ethic and emphasis on education would have a lasting impact on American culture. Now let's move south to the Middle Colonies, a region known for its diversity and fertile farmland. New York, originally settled by the Dutch as New Netherland, was taken over by the British in 1664. It became a bustling port city in the center of trade. Pennsylvania was founded in 1681 by William Penn, a Quaker who believed in religious tolerance and peaceful relations with Native Americans. Penn's holy experiment attracted settlers from many different backgrounds, including Quakers, Germans, Scots, Irish, and Dutch. New Jersey, with its fertile soil, became known as the Garden State, producing abundant crops. Delaware, initially part of Pennsylvania, became a separate colony in 1704. The Middle Colonies were characterized by a mix of agriculture, trade, and industry. Farmers grew wheat, barley, and rye, earning in the region the nickname breadbasket colonies. Cities like Philadelphia and New York grew rapidly, becoming important centers of commerce and culture. The Middle Colonies were also more religiously tolerant than New England, with a great mix of faiths. Now let's head to the southern colonies, a region where agriculture, particularly the plantation system, dominated the economy. Virginia, the first successful English colony, was founded in 1607 at Jamestown. Tobacco quickly became a colony's main cash crop, driving its economy and shaping its social structure. Maryland, founded in 1632 by Lord Baltimore, was established as a haven for Catholics. North Carolina, settled in the mid-1600s, developed a reputation for its independence and rebellious spirit. South Carolina, founded in 1663, prospered through the cultivation of rice and indigo, valuable crops that required extensive labor. Georgia, the last of the 13 colonies, and founded in 1732 by James Oglethorpe as a buffer against Spanish Florida, and as a place for debtors to make a fresh start. The southern colonies were characterized by large plantations, cash crops, and reliance on slave labor. This created a hierarchical social structure, with wealthy planters at the top and enslaved Africans at the bottom. The warm climate and fertile soil made the South ideal for growing labor-intense crops like tobacco, rice, and indigo. Unfortunately, the reliance on slavery would cast a long shadow over the region's history. Despite their regional differences, the 13 colonies shared important commonalities that would eventually bind them together. All the colonies were settled by a people of predominantly English descent, sharing a common language and cultural heritage. This shared identity helped to create a sense of unity among the colonists. Furthermore, the colonists in all 13 colonies developed a strong tradition of self-government. They established colonial assemblies, elected bodies that made laws, and levied taxes. In New England, town meetings allowed colonists to participate directly in government. These experiences with self-government would prove invaluable. when the colonies eventually declared their independence from Britain. Life in colonial America was not without its challenges. Conflicts with Native Americans over land and resources were a recurring theme throughout colonial history. As colonists expanded westward, they encroached on Native American territories, leading to wars and displacement. Tensions with Great Britain also grew over time. Colonists resented British control over their trade and taxes. They felt they deserved the same rights as British citizens living in England. These tensions would eventually erupt into the American Revolution. Within colonial society, social issues like slavery, indentured servitude, and economic inequalities created division and conflicts. These issues would continue to challenge the new nation long after independence. For you teachers out there or homeschooled kids, it's your turn to delve into the world of 13 colonies. So imagine you're a time traveler visiting different colonies and writing postcards back home about your experiences. What would you observe about the people, the culture, and the way of life in each colony? So this is your project-based learning today. And here's your chapter review, some key terms you could probably define, and then here's a summary. So 13 colonies were a diverse group, each with its own unique characteristics, but they were also united by common threads of language, culture, and growing sense of American identity. These colonies laid the foundation of the nation we know today.